Welcome to level 7 of the Highline Ticklist. We're gonna start with surfing, and again it's gonna be easier if the line is a bit looser. My line is still pretty tight, but it also works. You see, with the bigger bounce it's more gonna be like push surfing and not just like shifting your weight anymore. Put a friend on the anchor point that controls if you surf big enough. Bounce walking 3 steps per bounce. The only important thing is to be really fast with the steps. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And if you feel really safe, just go for a bigger bounce and try the same. Here we go, bouncing 3 steps per bounce. For the Sofa 360, it's important to have a big bounce. It's gonna make your life easier. And the leash handling, I have it on the side wrapped around my leg. So when pre-bouncing, it's kind of more dangerous this way because you need to learn new falling patterns to untangle from the leash when falling. For me, leash falling is mostly reflex based. So yeah, you will anyway, if you go harder into Highline freestyle, have to learn to untangle from the leashes. So you can also try leash falling from this position already to then be able to bounce in this position. If you already have the leash like behind your back leg wrapped around you, you can be sure that when going down to the sofa position, that is already in the good position to do the 360. Now you want to grab the line with both hands facing here and in one motion do the 360, end up in sofa, and if you feel super stable you can go back directly to feet. Fake orbital, it's easier than the normal orbital because in the normal orbital you take the line and you have to do a weird transition with the hands like that to then bring it under the foot again. With the fake orbital you add a 180 and the hands don't have to switch in this weird position, but you can even go just with one hand. So you bounce big, then you, with the front leg, you guide the line towards your front hand, and then you put the line, you kind of pass the line above you to then end up in Korean facing the other way. You have to do it to really understand what happens. And you go pretty late in the bounce. So big bounce. Here we go. Not super clean, but I honestly only learned that trick a few minutes ago. For the Sofaroll up, again, a bigger bounce helps, and it's important that when you go to feet to erect the body, like don't stay like in this crouched position when you arrive on your feet, but really go to a proud position. This will kind of stop the rotation. And the front roll is much easier than the back roll, but of course it's your decision if you want to aim for the back or for the front roll. Big bounce down to sofa and up to feet. Okay, new chapter, the shoulder stand. I really recommend learning the shoulder stand on a rodeo line first, otherwise it's going to be incredibly difficult to learn it on the Highline. And for now you can either go static, just like pushing yourself up with one leg, going to shoulder stand, or if you prefer to commit a bit more, to use some bounce, take some bounce, because then the leg is not needed to push you up, then you can just go with the momentum like this. And I watch the anchor point on that side. Hands in pockets, walking a few steps. Of course, way harder than just normal walking, but super great exercise to get more precise on the line. Later on, you can also do tricks with the hands in pockets. For the flare, again, the leash handling, the leash needs to be on the side, so you can just start like that, or the technique I showed before, taking the leash around either like this or fully around the legs. Bounce, bigger bounce helps. I'm gonna show you a pre-exercise of the flare. End up like this, have both hands facing to the front, and instead of doing an entire flare, you can wait in this position and keep going to the other side or go back. Try to get all 4 variations, and then you can go for the full flare motion. Go really late in the bounce, really at the top of the bounce you initiate it. If you go too early, you're gonna press the line down with your hands and you're just gonna fall to the side. Big bounce, grab the line here, go for a flare. If you feel like it, go for the other side too. For the backflop, it's important not to have the leash between the legs, but to have it on the side, and make sure it's not like in between the legs with the knees, but like really outside of the knee. To keep the leash in this position, you can also try to step on the leash like that, because then it's under tension here and it will not just go to the front of the knee. Now for the backflop, it's important to go really late. You can start in the back bounce position or Korean position. So bounce, go to back bounce or Korean, grab the line here, and really late in the bounce you pull hard. Make sure that the leash handling is right. If I go over my left shoulder, the leash must be on the left, otherwise it gets tangled around your body, which can end up nasty. Now for the tree pose, first thing you want to do is like just get this leg to your knee and still balance with the hands, and when you get more stable you can try to get the hands together and yeah, try not to go for the falling tree but for the standing tree. This was level 7 of the Highline Ticklist. I hope you enjoyed. Drop us comments, drop us likes, and motivate us to continue with this Ticklist. And of course invite friends, it's more fun together, and use the hashtag if you want to be seen doing this Ticklist. See you on level 8. Cheers and out.